Shabbat Shalom. Lo bashamayim hi, the Torah says. It is not in the heavens. As our bat mitzvah just taught us, Parashat Nitzavim is Moses' efforts to encourage the people of Israel to cling to Torah, even after he is gone. We know in just a matter of weeks, the book of Deuteronomy ends, Moses' life ends, and so he's hoping, praying that they'll find that relationship with God even without being there to guide them. It's like that hug goodbye you give to your college freshmen after setting up their dorm room, wondering how they'll act, what life decisions they'll make for themselves when you're not there to watch over them. The truth is, we feel that as parents every step of the way. It's that hug goodbye you give them when they step on the bus to go to sleepaway camp for the first time, wondering and hoping they'll make good choices. That hug feels the same way when they're 2 years old and they waddle into preschool. And for the first time, you're not there every moment of their lives. And you know that somebody else, teachers who we partner with and trust, are there to inspire them, to teach them, to guide them. And we hope that they're in good hands. Moses is telling Israel, don't say that Torah is so far removed from your life that you can't access it, you can't comprehend it, you can't find meaning in it. Don't say that you can't find God amongst you. Lo bashamayim hi, it's not in the heavens, meaning it's not just for God to access on some celestial plane that we can't understand. It's for us, for all of us. Interestingly, though, there's a sugya in the Talmud that uses these very same words and takes them totally out of context. Not surprising because the Talmud does that all the time. But it totally reinterprets those very words, that very verse, for its own purpose. In Bava Metzia, there's a debate among rabbinic authorities about the kosher status of an oven. Some rabbis think it's kosher, others think it's not. As somebody who gives kosher supervision to certain restaurants that other rabbis in the area say it's not kosher enough for their communities, some things never change. Well, many of the Talmudic sages suggest the oven is not kosher. Rabbi Eliezer suggests that it is and attempts to prove it through divine intervention. At one point, the trees are moved and uprooted. At another point, the water of a stream flows in the opposite direction. Finally, he says, let the walls of the Beit Midrash, the study hall that they're learning in, cave in. All seemingly examples of an omnipotent God's support for Eliezer's opinion. Finally, a bat kol, an angelic voice, calls out from the heavens and says, we side with Eliezer. And yet Rabbi Yehoshua responds, hearing God's voice, these very same words that Moses uses to say cling to Torah, Rabbi Yehoshua says, lo bashamayim hi. This is not in the heavens. This Talmudic tale, in its attempt to give power and authority to the rabbis, turns this verse on its head. What was initially meant to say that Torah is not just for God, but for all of us to take hold of, is now essentially saying that the Torah is no longer for God, and it's only for people. And in a way, these Talmudic rabbis are suggesting that they've replaced God's divine authority. How quickly things changed from Moses being concerned in this moment that the people of Israel won't follow God's ways, to these rabbis in the Gemara so convinced that they know the way, so convinced that they have moral clarity and know what's right, that they're saying, we don't need to be God's partners. We've replaced God entirely. And how quickly we all are in society to make judgments and decisions about what we believe to be morally correct and just. So much so that we feel comfortable speaking on God's behalf. Lo bashamayim hi. It's not in the heavens. It's for us to say what is divine rule and judgment. I think about that. And I think about this moment, this season. Our bat mitzvah reminded us that we're on the cusp of Rosh Hashanah, prepare this season of tshuva. But this Hebrew month of Elul that we're in, that's quickly winding down, rabbis teach is an acronym for Ani L'Dodi V'Dodi Li, taken from Song of Songs, often said under the chuppah, I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. A statement, they say, of love between Israel and God. It's a statement of us saying, not lo b'shamayim hi, but the opposite, that God isn't so far removed, but God is close to us. And God's similarly saying the same thing. Please, I yearn for you to be closer to me. We spend this month of Elul doing a cheshbon hanefesh, an accounting of our souls and ourselves, a place when we're supposed to reconnect with God as our partner, to give more space for divine wrestling, to give more purpose to our place on this earth, to find more kedusha, more holiness all around us. It's the reason why, although typically on the Shabbat before a new Hebrew month, we do Birkat HaChodesh, we announce the new Hebrew month, we don't today. We can't announce the month of Tishrei is coming in a little more than 48 hours and be ready for it now if we haven't done the work over this past month to say that God isn't in the heavens, Torah isn't in the heavens, to strive to be closer and build and rebuild this relationship. To say that Torah and God is not too far for us to connect to. To understand, as the Israelites and the rabbis of the Talmudic Sugya failed to do, that the Torah is meant to be our ketubah, the document that celebrates this covenantal relationship. How to find God in our lives. How to, God willing, find God in one another. And so now it's our job, as we prepare to enter this new year, to strive to find purpose in all that we do as God's partners and messengers to build a better world, because lo b'shamayim hi. God is not hidden. God is not limited to the heavens, but here, all around us, only if we let God in.